Hello everybody, this is Click4, and today I wanted to bring you my review of Alan Wake. I went into this game with really no expectations. I didn't really, think one way or the other, so there's really no way I could be disappointed unless the gameplay just sucked. But luckily for me, the gameplay did not completely suck. It had its downfalls, but most games do tend to have their downfalls. It has downfalls in the same way that games like Condemned have their downfalls. There's a certain way that you have to do things. Although in games like Condemned you have to, everything's melee based. In this game there is no melee. That's one thing I don't like about it. But for those of you who do know anything about this game, the entire game is based on the concept of darkness consuming an object or darkness consuming a person, and the only way that you can stop the object from moving is to shine your flashlight on or get it in some kind of light to disable the darkness from it. And this means every single bad guy that you come across in the game, you have to shine a flashlight on him until you disable his darkness, and until you do that, you cannot shoot him and kill him. And this has a very interesting element to gameplay, because it's something I really haven't seen before in a game. It's very Stephen King-like, which they even do mention Stephen King in this game as a reference. But again, the light is your friend. It often serves as a checkpoint and getting your life back and getting goodies. But when you're not in the light, you have to obviously fight hordes of these beautiful-looking, ugly men. And there are a couple of tips I have for combat. One is don't put your high beams of your flashlight on the guy unless you absolutely have to. If a guy's about to strike you, then you can blind him with your high beams. But otherwise, just steady your low beam on him, and it should do fine. I mean, it doesn't quite work quite as fast, but it will still wear them down effectively. And then if you just have a lot of batteries to burn, then yeah, sure, go ahead and hammer them with your high beams. Flares work great too. Flashbangs work better, but they're very scarce. There are guys in this game that have axes that they throw at you. There are some guys that have chainsaws in this game. Although they don't let the chainsaw really don't let it really intimidate you, because it's not really truly all that threatening. They're not really any harder than the rest of the guys. Although there are some guys in this game that are more difficult to defeat than the other guys, because they are not as easily defeated by the darkness. You have to hammer them with the high beams more, and you have to be more persistent with them. But there's several points in the game where you lose everything that you have. You lose your ammo, you lose your guns, you lose your light. Like right here, I am bare with nothing, and I go up to this light, I turn this light on, but it's still not enough to keep the environment at bay, so to speak. The environment's still going to come at me, these barrels, and they're still going to hit me. And I had to run between these two poles. That's one method of, that helped me right there. You just gotta be creative. Right here I'm being hit. I have no weapons, but I have a flashlight, which is not going to be enough. I get in the light, it serves as a checkpoint, I get my life back, and the bad guys disappear. So, those are pretty much what you need to look for, is those lights, and they'll usually serve as a checkpoint, and also be a lifesaver too. So, but anyway, graphically, this game looks, it's, I guess, a standard. I guess is the best way to put it. It's nothing that's going to blow you away and have you bragging to your friends about how good it looks. There's also nothing that looks horrible either. I mean, I've seen games that look much worse than this. There's that game called I think it's called Paranormal Entity. A game, yes. It's I guess it's about your average looking game today. And then you also have guys like this who just fly past you, and the best way to take him out is with the flashbang. But graphically, it looks good. There's some daytime and nighttime scenes, so you can see graphically how it looks on both of them. You also this right here is also a good spot to use your flares in when you have these birds coming after you, which they don't kill you right away, obviously, but they're practically the equivalent of the Krill in Gears of War. They're as annoying anyway, I should say. They're not as deadly, but they are as annoying. And your flare gun works pretty good against them too. But yes, I've already touched on the graphics in this game. Gameplay, it is slightly broken, but it's not broken enough to the point where it's going to just drive you crazy. Or not much to everybody anyway. Dodging can be a little bit better. Sometimes it doesn't always work exactly like you want it to. The gameplay, it's not bad. I probably get it maybe like probably a 7 or 8 out of 10, I guess. It's doable. it could use some fixing, I guess, and it's not 100% responsive, but it's good enough for a rental. I would definitely say that. I definitely recommend renting this game and forming your own opinion of it. A lot of games have difficulty drawing me in on the storyline, I guess because they just don't really appeal to me. I tend to go by what I see on the screen, and this game actually appeals to me. What I see on the screen, gameplay, even though the gameplay is not, top notch, it's not the best in the world, but it's not bad. And this game also appeals to me in terms of story. It's an interesting story. Then again, maybe I'm just kind of a sucker for the way that they did it. It tends to be very cinematic. Every time that you beat a chapter previously on Alan Wake. Then again, many of you already know this, so I don't really need to explain this, but I just like I like the way they did it. And I do look forward to playing the DLCs also, because I'm curious to see what happens next. The ending was not bad. It was just kind of it was a little bit confusing, and it kind of reminded me of something else. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm not going to spoil anything for you. If you ask me in the comment section, then I will tell you what other ending it reminded me of. It's in a movie. But yeah, graphics good, okay, whatever. Gameplay mediocre / good. I guess I go so far to say good. Sometimes it will irritate you, and other times, you'll be the one laughing at them. Storyline, good. I mean, there's not really a whole lot of spots you can go wrong in this game. I mean, you can't really go wrong by trying it. You can try it. It may not be your cup of tea. Actually, it will not be everyone's cup of tea. But it was my cup of tea, I guess. I wouldn't buy it. I'd rent it because I don't really see a whole lot of replay value in it. But it was an enjoyable experience. I did like it. I hope you enjoyed this review.
Scary, scary, scary.
Emerson.
I'm a real bad dream, mister. You should be afraid of me. Don't want to run into me in the night, that's for sure.
Please, Emerson. Mr. Wake is confused enough as it is.
Yeah, you'd like me to go away so you won't be scared. But you can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson.
Okay. Sorry. Boo.
That's Emerson. We're actually making some progress with him, I'm happy to say. He works on video
Elbow
games.
strike.
It's trash, of course, but it does involve some small creative effort, which makes him receptive to my therapeutic methods.
No kidding.
Come, Alan.